Hey guys, I just wanted to show our new shirts here and thank Tom Noble for doing this. Our old ones were getting pretty tattered and that, and I'll definitely be wearing this to some car shows, and really thank him for his efforts to get these shirts out. And what they were saying about, it probably doesn't show up on the camera, but what they were saying about the flames and in that being more vibrant or whatever. If you could see this thing, it's awesome. It's really cool looking, and it's got a lot of the newer guys' names and stuff on the back. So I'll be able to, I haven't had a chance yet, but I'll be scrolling through there looking for anybody I'm not subbed to, and sub to them. Haven't been making a whole lot of videos. I had an aunt and uncle pass pretty close, within a month of each other, fighting cancer, and just haven't felt like making any videos. But anywho, this is also going to be a train layout update. I'm way behind with that. I moved this in here. This is actually going to be a little area where I'm going to work on the train models, and then take them in there on the layout and stuff. I needed an area that I could organize, put everything in one place. We'll get back to this. I'm going to go out to the layout and explain some things, and then we'll come back in here and try to tell you where I'm at. Sandra got this little blue cart here at a garage sale, so I can load that up, pull it in here, and then or pull it back out to the layout, whatever I need to do that way. She scored, there's a whole, let me see if I can get a close up here, a whole thing of ink, which really comes in handy for weathering. Like I said, we'll get back to some of this stuff. I'll turn this off and head out to the layout and try to explain some stuff. Thanks. Okay, so I don't know how good this is. I'm going to be able to explain this, but try to hang in there and we'll see what we can do. The reason that I haven't done much to the mountain is this was actually the first pour of this stuff, and I can't find the bottle to tell you what it is. A lot of the guys I was hearing, the stuff they're using cost quite a bit of money. The stuff that I used to do this was about 20 bucks at Lowe's, and I'll try to find a bottle and try to put that on a video. This was the first pour. I knew there was going to be buildings and stuff going on in the water, and that stuff had to be in there before the final pour, or it's not going to look like they're in water. So that was the hold up. Also, the buildings that were going to be around it and exactly what we were going to do. Deciding what I was going to do with the waterfall. Let me see if I can remember the guys. Yeah. Go on YouTube. The man's name is Lex Parker. He uses angel hair and some type of an acrylic. Anyway, go. It's like a 3 or 4 part deal where he's doing his waterfall. That's absolutely what I'm going to do. It's the best one that I've seen yet, in my opinion. So that was decided. The water down here is going to get bigger. I'm going to cut this area out to widen the width, and the same thing over here. And I'll show you the models. I was watching, I'll give a shout out to the YouTube model builders. I was watching them, and a lot of these plastic buildings and that, you see a lot of them. And what's cool about it is what you do to it to make it whatever you want to make it. I'm not putting these models down. They're great, but they were talking about the wooden kits, and I hadn't even looked into it. And Sandra and I were talking and talking. We knew what we wanted to do over here, but we couldn't find them in the plastic kits anywhere, anything like what we were wanting to do. So when we started looking at it, we found them. Said, "Wow, that's it. That's exactly what we were looking for." So this is the first one, and I don't know how well the camera's going to pick it up, but this is going to be like a marina boat repair. It'll have a dock that extends out into the water, and should look pretty cool. Like I say, it's going to go over there. And the other thing that we wanted, and again, these are wood kits. This will be like a place for lunch or whatever, catfish house, something along those lines. But like I said, that's exactly what we wanted over in that area. Now we're just fighting over who's going to build them. We'll work it out. Okay, moving on to the diesel shop. I was watching Derek Glass, and I know you guys know who he is, and things that never occur to you, you know. I was looking at that, and he was showing how he hooked the switches up, because you don't want these engines just sitting in there idling with the power on. So, you know, the light comes on after he said that, and I thought, man, I got a lot of wiring to do, because that's exactly right. I've got to be able to turn power on and off. So I've got that to do. The hold up on this was these little suckers are expensive, and we needed these to bring the track in, and then we'll have one down at that end. And so that was the hold up on that. Now that we've got these, we can go ahead and do that. And like I said, I've got a wire where I can turn these lines on and off. What he showed, and I'm glad he showed it. It didn't look like it's real complicated, but anyway, that was the hold up on going forward with the diesel shop. I've got the parts that I need to do the crossings when this road comes through here, and over the tracks for the signaling. And I'll shut this off, and I'll show you how far I've made it with that. Don't know if it's going to work or not. First attempt. Really paying attention to what these guys are saying. I'm really getting, and I'm probably going to say this wrong, Adrenos. Starting to get into those. Really good videos on YouTube. You can actually sit there, and they've taped classes, you know, from the basic start, you know, to the it's just crazy what you can get into. I mean, using them for CNC machines to the basic deal where it runs signaling and stuff like that. It's just for me, it's a whole new world, and it's pretty cool. So I'll shut this down. We'll go back in the bedroom, and I'll show you some of the electronics and the other stuff that's going on. Thanks. A couple more things. I just realized when I started to walk out that I hadn't touched on. This is the ballast that I'm going to use. It is, let me see. You can see the label here. Looks like medium. It's the medium. It says 57.7. Anyway, I don't know how well that shows up, but it looks pretty good to me. I've been experimenting with it, and I haven't tried to glue anything down or anything like that, but that is the size that I'm going to use, and I'm going to weather the track and so forth. Wanted to touch on the drag strip real quick. These are pretty cool. I got these off of eBay, and it's the trucks and trailers to haul the cars in, and we got one of the slot cars sitting on there. The other thing I checked into, there's a company, I got it wrote down here somewhere, Slot Car Dragon, and what they have, their electronics, you can set them up on the drag strip. Will actually give you reaction time off the tree. Will tell you how fast the cars are going and stuff, so you can actually run brackets. Pretty cool stuff, and anyway, that's what we're going to have over here. And I've got another model of a walkway so that you can actually walk up and go over the people bridge to the other side of the pits and stuff like that. It'll go in here. The backdrop, I'm going to have a backdrop that has the timing tower and so forth back here, because I need the space for the pits to make it look like I want it to look. So that's that much on the drag strip, and I'll bring you back in a minute. Okay, so this is what I've got to make this work. I've got 4 of these. These were actually probably the most expensive item. I got 4 of them, and I think it was $40. All of this together was less than $100. This is the track detection sensor. When that comes on, it goes through this and activates the lights and the signaling, the gate to go up and down. I don't know if you can see that rod or not. That will attach to this motor here, and it came with the gears and the switch. If you want to switch it, I want it to be automatic since the train, and that's why I've got the electronics. I'll show you this real quick, where you cut the track, you know, so that the track is, this activates before the train comes through, and then the gate goes up after the train is completely through here. These 2 wires will be connected here, and they give you extra wire. And then I've got this turned around. It looks like should be sitting like that. These 2 wires would then hook to these 2 things here, and then, like I said, the wires from here would go to the track. The problem that I've got so far, and I don't even know that it is a problem, at the top here it shows the 2 power wires. That's not a problem. The gate's already wired. It's got the resistors and everything already soldered to them. That's not a problem. The problem is where the motor comes into this side. It says 4 and 5. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, that will be this lead here. Well, this is showing 2 wires. This motor has 3, so I've got to figure that out. Like I said, that'd be these 2 wires here, and the motor has 3 wires, so I've got to figure that out. The power leads, no big deal. You've got red and black, and it shows the power leads going in there. So basically what I've got to figure out is what to do with this 3-wire deal on the motor, and then put it on the track and see if it works. The only thing that I doubt, because these 2 boards were bought as a package, the only thing that I don't know is whether or not this board will run this motor, if it'll see the motor and do what it's supposed to. But I bought this stuff on eBay, and the ad for this motor said that it was this motor is for signaling. So I'll be doing videos on this and keep you guys up to speed on it and see if I can make this stuff work. Like I said, I'm just starting to get into this type of electronics. I'll show you another thing that I bought here I thought was pretty cool. I couldn't resist. Over there by the lake and stuff like that, I'm going to have a camping area. This is you bury that under some wood pieces and stuff, and that's your little bonfire. But I thought that, I don't know how well that's coming out, but it flickers, and once it's buried in some wood and that, it should look pretty cool. And anyway, so had to have that. It's just one of those things. Here's something interesting. For the traffic light signaling, I bought this package to experiment with. Everything is in here. This is going to be the first time that I've bought a bare board and soldered everything in, and the instructions are really, really good. I mean, it shows you every little thing. Hopefully my hands are steady enough that I can get this soldered together. Like I said, this is going to be the first time that I've done this. I used to do electrical on HVAC and maintenance and stuff like that, but never the electronics. So this ought to be pretty cool. And like I said, this stuff has come so far. It's really cool. So I'll bring you guys back. I'll get some more stuff out that for the water part. I'll show you. I showed you the models. I'll show you some of the other stuff that is going to be in the water too. I'll bring you back in a second. Okay, this is the kit for the drag strip area I was telling you about. This will straddle the drag strip so that pedestrians can go across and so forth. I'll show you the stuff for the water. We've got try to get this the best I can. I don't know how well it's coming in, but there's some fishermen. We got some swimmers. This is a paddle boat. Don't know how well it's showing up. With a man and woman already painted, so that should be pretty cool sitting in the water. We've got the dock and father son, and I think there's even a little beagle in there, and the boat and stuff. So that should look really cool next to the marina, like I was saying. Here's a couple of canoes. That'll go near the camping site, and like I said, I showed you the light for the campfire. These boats, we've got looks like 4 motored and then 1 raft, and I'm not sure what that little wooden thing is. I think it may be some other type of raft, but so these will be at the marina, you know, kind of like rentals and stuff. This other one came with some extra stuff. I think it's got an extra outboard motor and stuff like that, so that would look cool up on the dock area, and should be pretty cool once we get going on that. I've got a lot of rolling stock that, you know, this video is probably long enough as it is, but as I make some more videos on this, I'll be showing the rolling stock that I picked up and putting those together. This is the electronics, the way the like for instance, this is Pico. This is the way that the motor came. I'm not sure if it's showing up, but it's got all the hardware and stuff in it, and so showed you a little bit of the electronics, and that'll be going in. I've got the lighting that I bought, and I don't have any of the information here to even talk about this, so I'm probably not going to. It's a new lighting system, very good, and I'll go into that in depth on some other videos. And again, very inexpensive. And the thing that they don't tell you, the way this is made, they try to sell you add-ons. Like you can run 4 lights, and then you buy another little box, and you can run 4 more. Honestly, I've checked into this. You can run as many as 50 lights off of this one box. Okay, so you don't have to keep adding to it. And like I said, I'll go into it further in another video, because this one's probably too long anyway. Just wanted to show you my little cubby hole here, and once I get organized and you know, do some more videos and stuff like that, I'll show you guys. I want to put some kind of pegboard back here where I can hang some tools. I've got one light here, but I need some more light in here, and I'll be doing some weathering here, and putting a lot of the models together right here, and then taking them out there to the layout. That'll do it for this one. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. Bye.